What is up, YouTube channel? I have been on vacation. Just got back from Portland, doing a little snowboarding up at Mount Hood, hanging out with the homies. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of continuing the trading series, I'm going to just go back and rehash what my thoughts are on the Bitcoin price action, kind of altcoin price, and is it officially alt season? Is the bull finally in full swing? Is this phase 2 where, you know, life-changing wealth is about to happen? Very possibly, and let's jump into it. So as you can see here, this is not the current price of Bitcoin. This is actually where we left off about 2 weeks ago when I made that first kind of Bitcoin price video, just talking about where we were in the market. And if you remember, I said if we hold this volume level, kind of deviate and get back above this specific level, that would confirm us a bullish structure, and we'd then go ahead and head up to this next volume level. And what I want to do is just replay it on daily candles so you guys can see how that actually formed and how we were able to hold it, confirm it, and what you would have been looking for from that video. So as you can see, in these 4 days here that I just replayed, we swung pretty deep into it, right? So we took out any of the liquidity down here, you know, people going 10x leverage, and we can actually see, so if we took the mean, which is about right here, this is where, you know, most people are going to be longing the market, right? That's where the most volume takes place. We'll go ahead and take this ruler, right? We'll just say on the 50% retracement, or the macro retracement right there, and we'll drag this to the bottom there, right? It's about, you know, 9%. We'll just round it to 10%. You know, so essentially anybody that went 10x leverage in this area, that's what they were hunting for, right? If you went 10x long, you got liquidated, you got stopped out, and that's clearly kind of what this was intended for, is to get all those low leverage longers out of the market before continuing up. And that was confirmed when we got above this daily volume level. You can see we held it for 3 days perfectly, closing dailies above it, and eventually, boom, we went ahead and filled this pink vector, which I said was very likely because vectors in a range usually will fill back. You see it didn't leave the range, it stayed within this range, and we're going back up to this volume level. So at this point, I would know, hey, Bitcoin's going to come back up to this volume level, and what happened? Play this on a 1x speed. And you can see after holding this daily EMA, this is the 50 EMA, estimated moving average, tested it a couple times, made sure we had support there, and vectored up all the way through the 618 till current price. And as you can see currently, we have actually back tested the 618, back testing these highs from the ETF, and it's looking very bullish. You can see I do have these two dotted lines. These are sweep levels. So if it wanted to come break these lows, that would be okay, but I would want to see a sweep structure. I don't want to see big daily or weekly closes below these levels, right? I would want sweep and go, or sweep and then go, right? So that's just something I'm looking for in these shorter time frames, but I don't even know if that's really necessarily going to be a factor at all, because it does seem we're holding the 618 brilliantly. So this might just be back test of golden pocket and then go, and that's extremely bullish. Again, I want to see this volume level at 49,450 flip back into support. You can see we kind of failed holding it, right? We tried to hold it here. I really thought it was going to just go completely vertical after back testing it like this, but obviously that didn't happen. Probably too many longs in the market. There was a lot of euphoria I saw on Twitter yesterday. A lot of coins were going crazy. A lot of meme coins were going crazy, which kind of scares me. I'm not gonna lie, we'll go over that a little bit in this video, but a lot of meme coins were going pretty ballistic yesterday. Nothing too worrying. We're not seeing meme coins on MSNBC or, you know, major news outlets. Elon Musk isn't tweeting out Doge or anything like that, so it's nothing to be super scared of. But there was a lot of memes going off, so that could have signaled a local top or whatnot. And it might have already played out, right? So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of Bitcoin, right? We did pretty much what I was kind of talking about. We held to this volume level. We went up to this next one. Now I want to see this confirm as support, so we don't have to stay in this range, right? And I do think we're going to be leaving this range. This is that back test of the golden pocket I was talking about. If you remember, I said if we just blew straight through this to this level and rejected here, I would have gotten scared, right? If we were here and meme coins were going crazy and we hadn't tested any of this, I would actually be taking profits in the market, because that's not extremely bullish. That's actually just kind of hunting exit liquidity and just not, building supports. And the fact that we are back testing the golden pocket and building support on previous highs is extremely bullish in my opinion. This is exactly what I was looking for, and we don't have to stay here for long. This is already confirmation of support. If we take off from here and go up to 56.5, that's cool with me. And then, then that's where we see what happens. That's where I'm going to be being very cautious in the markets, right? I'm already kind of cautious in the markets, right? If we can't hold this level, if the S&P and NASDAQ roll over, this is a potential top, right? It's a potential macro top for Bitcoin. Is it probable? No. In my opinion, we still got a lot more juice. We still got a lot more retail to get into the markets as extra liquidity. There's a lot of alts that haven't had their time yet. Something like XRP, which is usually last to go in the markets, is going to be a big signal for me. I need to see that do at least 100%, 200%. Then we can say, okay, all of our alts have ran. Now it's time for Bitcoin to exit distribution, right? And I think we're still in either distribution or we're just still in the full bull momentum, and this is going to march up much higher to all-time highs, and we'll get that retail trap of we're so going to 100K, we're so going to 500K, $1 million, and that's when retail will pile in at breaking all-time highs, thinking we're going to go to $500,000. So that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. Hopefully you guys kind of get the gist of it. We just want to see this golden pocket put into support, and I would expect this to run up with haste, right? We're reaching the time in the markets where I think with the reverse repos running out, with the Fed about to cut rates, I think this is the time you see blow off tops. This is the time you want to see max price momentum to keep retail from getting in. And this is where we'll kind of leave retail in the dust, fire up to $80,000, and then we can let retail get in on that Fed cut. And that's when real distribution begins. So that's still my thesis. I expect that to be coming April. It's kind of the big month for me. I think that's going to be where I sell most of my stuff, right? March, April, May, maybe even out to June, August. It could very likely be September's the big red month. So we have, distribution all the way up through August, and then that's when things just hit the fan. And of course, there is always the possibility they elevate prices and hold them there throughout the presidential election, and we don't actually see the big bear market till 2025. But yeah, I think that's enough for Bitcoin. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into a few alts, a few of those meme coins that were popping off, and we'll kind of take a look at those. So since I have this open on the tab right here, XRP, I was talking about in my last video how we were at a big support. If anything was going to be taken with large amounts of money, it would be XRP, and you can see we did hold this pretty fabulously, held the volume levels, and we're kind of off to the races. Could this potentially test one more time and then go? Sure. I do think this is probably just going to start marching up. It'll probably be a slow grind though, since this guy is usually the last to really hit the fan, right? So we'll probably slow grind up into here, into the 6.5, and then I'd expect somewhere in April is when it just fires off and does a 5x, 10x, whatever it wants to go to. So that's my thoughts on XRP. We held it. It's looking good. And we'll look at traditional finance here actually. So S&P, I just want to show you what I'm looking for on a macro to give me a guess of when the top's actually going to come in. And that's going to be this bear div here, right, on the monthly time frame. I think we still have a lot of room to go. I think they are going to bring it up to this level. Maybe we front run it. Right, we front run it and we just go to the 70 line or something and then roll over. It's always possible, so that's why I'm watching this stuff pretty carefully. I really don't want to see any weakness in the market right now. Coming into that Fed rate cut, I just want to see this thing firing off and just kind of leaving retail in the dust so that we can distribute on them much higher. Same thing with the S&P. You can see I got a bunch of different levels. This was me kind of studying 2008 in here, and I'm thinking we're going to come back down to some of these levels, potentially, right? Nothing's guaranteed or extremely likely, but I do think it's a good possibility. So you can see I have this big red box where I do think that's where the top will come in, somewhere between 5,300 to 5,850. A lot of people calling for 6,000, so I would guess they're going to use that as a trap. We won't actually hit 6,000. We'll get up right next to it, and we have this big monthly bear div again. I think this will confirm. This one I do think will confirm. I do think we we will tap this. We're close enough to where I would expect that to get tapped, and that's the signal for NASDAQ to get out of this thing. You know, even if it hasn't hit the bear div yet. If S&P has, it'll probably roll over. Well, it will roll over if the S&P does. So that's what I'm looking for on traditional finance there. So let's get into some altcoins here. So this is some of the stuff that I own. I guess we'll go through some of it, I guess. If you want to take a mental note of all the tabs there, you might want to check out the coins. I don't think they're in good buying points at this point, right? I don't think you should be buying anything at the current price of the market. I think rotating is completely cool. So if you're up 10, 20x on an altcoin and you think, well, this project seems better, rotate, right? So rotating is always good. These are gaming coins. So I think gaming coins have not really had their run. Myria did fire off. It did, I think this did a 20x. I bought it like down at 15. Okay, not quite a 20x. It did about a 12x, something like that. But this guy looks like it's gonna kind of have its wave 2 here. Same with Games for a Living, GFAL. This company is founded by the founder of EA. So that's very intriguing to me. That's, you know, why I'm so bullish on it. Do their games look anything crazy? No, I mean, it's nothing I would play, but just because of the name behind it, backing it, I do think it's really good. And it does look like it's building really good support here. This is actually the golden pocket, I believe. If you were to take this low to that high, you can see we're in the golden pocket. Kind of holding that nicely. If we were to back it down here, you know, holding this golden pocket region. So I would expect that to go for another higher high. The big question with these alts, right? A lot of them do look very similar to this. Is it just going to be a retrace into a bear div, right? And then that's when we roll over? Or is wave 2 really going to set in and we're just going to go completely ballistic price discovery, vertical? I really hope for the latter. I would say it depends on if Bitcoin can break an all-time high, right? So if we see Bitcoin break all-time highs, these will go kind of ballistic and do another 20x, right? They'll do not a 30x, they'll do a 50x, right? They'll do lifetime gains, right? Which is what we all want. Hello here. This is the Shark Tank coin. We'll actually pull up the other Shark Tank coin. Which the wait's probably the most painful show I've ever watched. Which is a good reason it died off like this. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be selling it now. I think this is building support. It'll probably go again. I think these are good retail coins. When retail does finally get back into the market, they will be looking to buy the Shark Tank coins, especially if they're coming out with new seasons and all that good stuff. So these are some I actually wouldn't mind rotating into if you've wanted to get into these coins and you've just, you know, kind of been sidelined because it has been going vertical throughout the bear market even, right? This is back in August is when it kind of left. So if you missed this run and you're looking to get into it, wouldn't be a bad rotation in my opinion. You've had what is this? 65% pullback from the highs. So it has pulled back more than a lot of coins. You do have a nice bullish divergence on the money flow here. So I would say hello could definitely be a good buy. You are kind of in no man's land, but you do have big support right below you, right here, previous highs. So, you know, could it roll over one more time before going? Absolutely, but I would expect this to hold here. Those are the Shark Tank coins. We'll go over to, what do we have here? Some real world assets and Chainlink. Chainlink is a good play, good safe play. I don't know if I'd be buying it now necessarily, right? But if you did get into this big accumulation range, I don't think you have anything to worry about. So that's Chainlink. Historically, it is a slow mover. I know last bear market, everybody was calling it Link the Slink. It is a slow mover. Last bull market, I might have said bear market there. So that's why I actually sold all my Link when we popped up into this range. I just wanted to ride the range break because I knew it would be an aggressive range break. But I don't really hold any Link anymore, but it is definitely a safe play. I think it still has potential to break into all-time highs. Realio here, real world asset. This is a newer one. This one's done really nicely. It's up about 500%. And it looks like it's in accumulation, right? It's kind of hard guessing. Is this accumulation, distribution? What is this here? A triple top is a really rare structure, so I would expect on this third tap we actually do break, right? So I expect that to break, and I'd be looking for higher prices on this guy. So this is probably my top real world asset pick. Looking really good. Again, would I buy it? I don't know, you do you. 500% isn't anything too crazy. It still has a lot of potential. It's a smaller market cap than like something like Chainlink, so DYOR on that one. Do I want to look at this? No, we'll skip that. Pincoin, why do I have this up here? We're just gonna close that tab out there. Octaspace, this is my second biggest bag actually. I love me some Octaspace. It's extremely underrated. The dev is extremely based, and they are in the AI space actually developing real world AI technologies. But essentially what they do is virtual private networks, distributed rendering, and they do cloud computing. Their main gig is allowing you to render your animations in a distributed world, right? What you do is you rent out your hardware digitally so other people can render their animations off your system, and you get paid in Octa. So it's kind of like mining, right? It's very similar to mining, and that's how their network works. It's very similar to Render. The Render token is basically the same thing, but it doesn't have the VPNs that they're doing and some other stuff. They have their own chain, so that there's actually Octopus, which is their DEX, so you can actually build on top of Octaspace, which is extremely bullish. So it's a layer 1 that has distributed computing where you actually get paid in Octaspace, where something like Render is, it's a good AI play, but there's no actual utility for the token other than speculation. Which is why I think Octaspace is a lot better, and the market cap is like $20 million. So you can't beat the market cap. Extremely bullish on this guy. The chart looks very nice. This is the all-time chart here. You can see it's been up only since the creation of it, and that's because it was a fair launch token. You can see it's been just holding this trend brilliantly. I've been stacking here, I've been stacking here, I was stacking here, so I've been stacking this whole way. My second biggest bag, extremely bullish on Octaspace. Their only downfall is that they don't really care too much about marketing and chilling and getting on exchanges, which kind of sucks. I do expect if Bitcoin were to break all-time highs, that once they realize that the bull is in full swing, they're going to go ahead and push out those exchanges, and might even just be listed by the exchanges because they realize the value. They were in a Binance research report recently regarding DePIN. So yeah, that's Octaspace there. Again, do your own research. And we'll jump over here to, looks like we got Metis. Metis is one of my best performers. You can see this old fib stuff. Yeah, this is where I was buying my Metis, guys. Watch the YouTube channel so you can get into stuff this early. I'm just kidding, I didn't actually. I wasn't making videos back then, which is very unfortunate. I wish I could have gotten you guys in some really good performers, but I don't know. I wasn't making videos back then, so sorry. I'll help you guys out. Calling the top though, right? We will exit the market together at the top, Pico top. Get in Pico bottom, we all exit in Pico top. That's how we do it here. It does look kind of like a head and shoulders, but I do expect the Metis to keep performing. I would expect it to break all-time highs because it was a late launch last year, and it didn't really get the full potential of what it could have had going for it, right? I mean, it had a lot of hype off Vitalik's mom back in the project and that sort of thing, but they've built so much in the bear market that I'd expect these all-time highs to get broken. I don't know, $1,000, $2,000 is where I'd see this guy going to. We'll see. And then Kaspa over here, we'll go back out to a daily. If you remember in the last video, I said that this was probably going to be the bottom, right? We swept this, we got back above these lows. I was calling for a bottom here. What happened? Boom. That was our bottom, vectoring up. And now we're just struggling with these all-time highs before we go into price discovery, which price discovery on this is going to be fun in my opinion. I think this will perform really well. I think this is more of a guaranteed play. Not a guaranteed play, but a safer play, right? It's a higher market cap, and the fundamentals behind it are insane for a very long-term hold coin. So I think that's enough of those altcoins. I might have gone on too long. I'll try to chop it up as much as possible so I don't drag it on. We'll go ahead and jump into meme coins. Mogcoin. I started this channel with Mogcoin, right down in this area here. I said it was bullish. I said this is the most bullish chart in crypto. Watch out. And oh boy, did it play out. This thing went completely vertical yesterday. So yeah, in just a couple days, it did a nice 300%. Breaking out, I think it's proved itself to be the meme coin of the cycle, in my opinion. But I would expect this to... I don't know what I expect this to do, right? If this keeps going vertical, just closing dailies like this, I'm going to be a little worried about the market. If it goes to $1 billion market cap now, that's probably the top for Bitcoin. If it goes to 100 million though and holds the floor there, I think that just shows how undervalued the coin was, and I wouldn't be too worried. I just don't want to see any blow off tops on something like this. But yes, this is a meme coin going parabolic before Bitcoin has broken all-time highs, which is, I don't think it's historically really happened much, but it's the best meme coin out there in my opinion, and this chart was just insanely bullish. It was kind of asking for it. So this one in particular, you could say it's not a top signal because the chart was asking for it and it was just ready to go. It's like a beach ball underwater, and it's just going into the price it should be at, right? It's going to find a new floor somewhere for the actual top of Bitcoin where it goes to $10 billion market cap. So that's Mogcoin. Those are my thoughts on it. I think it's a hold, in my opinion, right? I'm not selling my coins here. But yeah, really, really awesome to see that. The Moggers are in full force right now, that's for sure. What worries me is that along with this, you had other meme coins kind of going parabolic. What I do like to see though is that these have all pulled back significantly. So SPX in a couple of days went up like 200%, tested this daily EMA, and it just got a solid rejection. So I think that was just a quick little rotation from Sol memes back into ETH memes maybe. I think it might have showed us what the good meme coins are and given us a little taste of like, hey, this is what you want to be in at the top of the market because these are going to go. Looking at how they kind of rejected, right? These all rejected. I'm not too worried anymore, actually. That's why I think Bitcoin's still gonna go. But I'm gonna be watching these meme coins, right? You can see the Balkan Dwarf. In 1 hour, it was up like 160%. Steep correction though. These are just like little bear market rallies, I would say. The meme bear market rally. LMI, Lockheed Martin. This was one that completely died. We made this like fat double bottom, so I put in this trend line. I was like, dang, I kind of want to buy it on the trend, but I just couldn't buy it because their Twitter was completely inactive. Of course, the magic of TA though, it flew from here. They posted it to Twitter again. They trying to hype people up for exit liquidity. But yeah, in a couple hours, this guy ran 300%. So that's the meme coins that kind of just went crazy. I feel like all the meme coins did, and I'm just showing off a few that are on my watch list. But yeah, that's the meme coins. Mog is extremely bullish. I think Mog is king here. I think that we can all agree on that. So yeah, this video has probably been going on a little too longer than I would have wanted to, so I'll chop it down as much as possible so you guys can get the big alpha as quick as possible. I'm going to be headed out here. I will try to get to that trading series part 4 tomorrow, so be looking out for that. Make sure to like and subscribe or dislike, because either way it pumps the algorithm, right? Mog the algos. So yeah, later guys.